Hello, my dear students. Hope you must be fine. We are dealing with chapter 4, Animal Kingdom. Lastly, we have completed up to Echinodermata. In last session, we have done Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. Many new features we came to know. Today, we are going to start with phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was actually earlier considered as subphylum under certain phylum Chordata, but now it has been placed as a separate phylum under non-Chordata. What are the special features? Let us see. This phylum consists of a very small group of worm-like marine animals having organ system level of organization, having bilateral symmetrical body, triploblastic and coelomate. The special feature will include the body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar and a long trunk. You can see in figure 4.15 the example given here is Balanoglossus. So it is a worm-like creature. If we talk about circulatory system, it is of open type. Lastly, we have done this open type of circulatory system in Arthropoda and few mollusks. Next feature is regarding respiration. Respiration takes place through gills. Then excrete organs is actually proboscis gland. Then sexes are separate, male and female separate animals. Fertilization external and development is still indirect. That means larval stages are found. One of the example is Balanoglossus and another is Saccoglossus. Now we are switching over to phylum Chordata. The animals belonging to this phylum are fundamentally characterized by the presence of first and foremost feature, that is presence of notochord. Second feature is about presence of paired pharyngeal gill slits, as well as a dorsal hollow nerve cord is also present. These are actually bilaterally symmetrical organisms, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. This feature is now present in all of the phylum, so we are not considering it as a special feature. The special feature will include they possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. So these are some of the features regarding phylum Chordata. So students, let us examine all these characteristic features of Chordata in this diagram. You can see here nerve cord at the dorsal side or the back side. Then this notochord is present just beneath the nerve cord. Nerve cord is a part of nervous system. Then post-anal part, that is after anus, the part which is extended, that is known as post-anal part, as well as the gill slits. The slits they are observed where the gills are present, which are meant for respiration. So these special features they develop in Chordata phylum. So now onwards, all the animals which are included, they will show these features in their life cycle. So students, how to write them about point wise? Firstly, phylum Hemichordata, all the features, special features, and special feature is they are marine, exclusively marine animals and having proboscis, collar and trunk. Then examples are very important. Next point is regarding phylum Chordata, their features I have written in separate slide, so you can again refer this same features just under phylum Chordates. Okay, let us see the comparative point between chordates and non-chordates. Chordates, right now we have considered, and non-chordates, some different points we will discuss. So first point, that is regarding presence of notochord and absence of notochord. Second point is the central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single. But in non-chordates, central nervous system is ventral, solid as well as double. Third point, pharyngeal perforated by pharynx perforated by gill slits, means presence of gill slits, but here in non-chordates gill slits are absent. Then heart is ventral in chordata, but heart is dorsal in non-chordates. If present, then it is dorsal, otherwise in most of the animals it may be absent also. Last point is the presence of post-anal tail in chordates, but in non-chordates this structure that totally is missing, that means post-anal tail is absent. So these are some of the differentiating points. Even you can add the examples which are included in chordates and non-chordates. When you complete this chapter, you will come to know which animals they are included in chordates and non-chordates we have learned earlier. So you can quote any of the example from the previous phylums. Okay, so up till now we can say hemichordata, they all are included in such non-chordate group, right from Porifera up to the hemichordata. Now next topic is the phylum Chordata. It is divided into further groups. That means 3 subphyla they are present. They are known as Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Urochordata is also known as Tunicata, another name for Urochordata. If we see their features, subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates. So there are so many similar terms, so you have to precisely learn them. And they are these protochordata, the animals, they are exclusively marine, that means they are found in sea water or oceanic water. In urochordates, notochord is present but only in larval tail, while in cephalochordata it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life cycle or throughout their lifetime. The examples of urochordata are Ascidia and Salpa. The diagram also shows the Ascidia, then Doliolum. These 3 are the examples from urochordata. And cephalochordata includes Branchiostoma, Amphioxus or Lancelet. So there are so many terms which you come to know every time. Okay. The next subphyla, that is including Vertebrata, and the members, they possess notochord during only their embryonic period. When they become adult, the notochord that is replaced by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column. So that is why they are included in Vertebrata. Thus all the vertebrates are chordates, but all the chordates are not vertebrates. So besides this basic chordate character, vertebrates have some special features like ventral muscular heart with 2-chambered, 3-chambered or 4-chambered structure. Then presence of kidneys for excretion as well as osmoregulation. Then next feature, paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. So these special features along with the features of notochord, they are also added. So if we compare to other animal group, the vertebrates, they are comparatively more advanced type of animals. Even how to write about a subphylum of Chordata, that is given here. So point wise, every point in a proper manner with full examples you have to write down in your classwork. So in this pattern, please copy down and write point wise. All the points are very clear. Do revise them properly. Now students, I am showing the subphyla Vertebrata is again further divided into so many groups and subgroups. So this chart is also important to draw in your classwork. Firstly, subphyla Vertebrata, it is further divided into 2 divisions. They are Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha, actually they lack jaws, and there is only one class known as Cyclostomata. But if we see Gnathostomata, the animals, they bear jaws, and it is again further divided into two superclasses which are known as Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces includes those animals which bear fins. That means they are aquatic in nature. They may be found in freshwater bodies or marine water bodies, but they are having fins. This is the identification. The Pisces group is further divided into two classes. First is Chondrichthyes and second is Osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes are those animals possessing fins which have only cartilage as a endoskeleton. But Osteichthyes, they have cartilage as well as mostly bony endoskeleton. We will further discuss about it. Right now only we are referring their name and position in the chart. Last group is Tetrapoda. Tetra means 4 and poda is related to limbs. So they bear 4 limbs, 4 in number. Their Tetrapoda group is further divided into 4 classes. They are Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammals. We are very much familiar about these terms. Amphibia, generally if amphibia word comes, frog just come in our mind. Reptilia, snake will come. Aves, all the type of birds. And mammals, cow, goat, buffalo, sheep and even the human beings, they are included in mammals. So what will be the features, what are the different characteristic features which will be observed here, that we will one by one discuss. But right now only a summarized identification as well as distribution of different groups, they are quoted here under the subphyla Vertebrata. So these terms are important to learn, they are new, and even you will take enough time to learn all these, you will require enough time. So please do revise again and again every day all these names. Okay, bye bye students.